Hey, it looks like you made it through the on-feet portion. This is MisterStubstep, and today I'm going to be doing a quick talk about these Adidas running shoes. They're quite amazing, and let's just say they surprised me a lot. So overall, cost-wise, they're actually cheaper than the more recent running shoes that I purchased. And just so you guys are aware, I have run over 100 miles in these at least. I'll show stats or whatever from Strava, but definitely put a lot of mileage on these, mainly asphalt, pavement, concrete miles, actually pretty much all of that, sometimes veering off the path to get out of pedestrians' ways. But yeah, overall, just quick impression, just love these shoes, especially as a daily trainer. So comfort-wise, they have a lot of cushion, actually more cushion than I'm used to on a running shoe. Before I started training for the marathon, I was running in cross trainers because my mileage was never too high. But now that I'm trying to bump up the mileage 20, 30, 40 miles a week, it's better to have something with a little bit more cushion, support, to not put too much pressure on, the shins and the joints and the feet and all that stuff. On the longer runs, I'll still get a little bit of pain, but yeah. Break-in period, honestly, maybe ran after the first run in these, and by the end of the first run, I was fine. Didn't really feel any discomfort as far as breaking these things in, so yeah, passed with flying colors on that. One of the main reasons that drew me to these shoes is actually the look. I was going through like a lot of the videos on YouTube for like running and training and prep and just running gear, and I just really like the look of these. I like the ones that are majority white and then they have the black, but these are the first ones that I found, and I really enjoy them, so I'll probably end up getting another pair soon, and then, well, maybe not super soon, but I'll be getting another pair, and I'll try to do out the other colors because there's a lot of cool colors that you can get these shoes in. I've done these for short distances, 2 miles and less. I've done them for long distances. I think the longest I've done is just shy of 16 miles. So definitely have been able to put them to the test as far as how they feel. But I think Adidas had like a good breakdown of what shoes to wear at what times, and they put these in the daily trainer slot, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. As far as like striding out, like slow pace versus fast pace, these are fine. The way that these kind of strike the ground, and maybe a lot of running shoes are like this nowadays because it's been a while since I've had a running shoe, the way that it strikes the ground, it really encourages you to take that next step. Like there's a lot of, just like a good angle here to where it encourages you to take the next step. Like it almost, when you walk around in them, it almost encourages you to run. Like it wants you to just kind of be leaning forward when you move, when you're wearing these. So yeah. And wouldn't really recommend doing like sprint workouts in these. It's good to like do a stride and like do a fast pace, but like all out sprints, like maybe like a track workout, I don't know if I could recommend these. Obviously you would want like spikes or something of that nature, but yeah, because there's so much cushion on these, especially like around turns and stuff, I run into some issues with how I strike the ground. Getting into like a lot of the nitpicky stuff, so obviously they do well on pavement. I've only run in grass and like trail stuff for minor portions, not for like long chunks of run or anything like that. But when you're running like on a driveway or something, but like from the side, so say the pavement's like this and you're running, striking the ground like that, I've noticed because these are so cushiony, like sometimes it can put some weird unnecessary stress on like, I guess, would it be my feet or ankles or something, because the way that I'm striking the ground, and then it's kind of foamy, so I like kind of fall to the left or fall to the right depending on what the angle is. So I try my best to avoid any angled stuff like this, and I'll either hop onto the street or like hop on to the parking lot side of things, so it's more flat when I run, but obviously it's not always avoidable. So, and then after, I don't know what the distance would be, like when I get really sweaty, especially on my feet, like 5 or 6 miles and beyond probably, they do start to squeak. Thankfully, I'm usually like wearing music or listening to something, but for some people, squeaking might be annoying. I did get these in a size 11, which is like one size up from, my normal everyday sneaker wear, but that's generally what I've done throughout my whole life for running shoes, always getting a size bigger to allow for a little bit of space. Haven't gotten a ton of blisters on my first like long run that I did, which I think was like 8 or 10 miles. I did get a little like callousy buildup on I guess it would be my second toe, the one next to the big toe, because it's like the one that farthest sticks out, so it's the one that was like getting the most impact at the front. I got one blister, and then, I popped it, and then the skin and all that stuff kind of hardened, so now it's just kind of like a callus at the front, so I haven't gotten any blisters since. So I've gotten one blister in these shoes from one long run, but I've done so many other like long endurance things and other types of boots and shoes, and I've had way worse hot spots and blisters, so I think these are still decent on that. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have on these shoes. They're not like super slippery or anything. They have decent grip. The tongue can be kind of weird. Sometimes when you like put it on quickly, like some of it'll just be kind of like folded into itself. But I feel like a lot of the running shoes nowadays, they try to minimize all the material on the upper to make it lighter and more breathable and all that stuff. So one thing I noticed, they stay tied and comfy. And I think the biggest thing that drew them to me is how they actually look pretty good. I like the way that they look. So yeah, it's actually all I have for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm no running expert. I didn't really do cross country or track and field. I had to run for my previous job, and then I'm training for a marathon, so that's the extent of my running experience. I'm decent at running. I'll either have shown it at the beginning or shown my stats now. I was gonna say you could follow me on Strava, but it's linked to my actual name, so probably not. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. Let me know if you have any questions or if I said anything or you have a different experience with these shoes, and I'll catch you all in the next one.